Ladies and gentlemen, the Alabama Senate will now come to order.
Our prayer today will be
led by Pastor Chris Watkins of Crossville
Pastor
First
Watkins
Baptist.
is a guest of
Pastor
Senator
Watkins
Stutz.
is a guest of Senator Stutz.
Let us pray. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you today. Thank you for your mercy and your grace. First of all, for your mercy and your grace. I come to you today, dear God. Thank you for the cross and for salvation. And dear God, for seeking and saving those who are lost. I come to you today, dear God, asking prayers for the state of Alabama and also our representatives, our governor and our lieutenant governor, make up the ones that make up the not only in our state, but in our country. Dear God, as these men and women travel back and forth to their districts, that you will give them traveling mercy. That you will give them traveling mercy. Dear God, for the bills and laws that they write up and they pass, that they will seek your guidance, your knowledge, dear God, and your knowledge, dear God. But personally, dear God, I want to thank you that you saved me. I want to thank you, dear God, that you have given me the ability to pray before these men and women. I want to thank you for my family and my friends in the church that I pastor at Crossville. Dear God, I am not here because I am because you are worthy. I am here because you are worthy. God, we love you and we thank you. God, we love you and we thank you. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Watkins. Today, the pledge will be led by Rhett Reeves. Rhett attends Mars Hill Bible School in Florence. Rhett is paging for Senator Stutz.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Secretary, call the roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Allen. Mr. Barfoot. Mr. Beasley. Mr. Bell. Mr. Butler. Mr. Carnley. Mr. Chambliss. Mr. Chastain. Ms. Coleman. Ms. Coleman-Madison. Mr. Elliott, Ms. Figures, Mr. Gavan, Mr. Gudger, Mr. Hatcher, Mr. Hovey, Mr. Jones, Mr. Kelly, Mr. Kitchens, Mr. Livingston, Mr. Melson, Mr. Orr, Mr. Price, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Sessions, Mr. Shelnut, Mr. Singleton, Mr. Smitherman, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Stutz, Mr. Wagner, Ms. Weaver, Mr. Williams, Mr. Woods,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 27 senators present, which is a quorum. The Senate is ready to transact business.
Mr. President.
Senator Wagner.
Move that we excuse absent senators.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. President.
Senator Wagner.
Move that we dispense with the reading of the journal from the previous legislative day and that we adopt said journal.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Now move on to introduction of bills. Senator Kitchens.
Mr. President, I move that we allow for the introduction of bills and committee reports throughout the day.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. All right, now move on to House messages. Secretary, call the first House message.
Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 421 by Representative Yarbrough, a proposed constitutional amendment regarding Lawrence County, is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 416 by Representative Robertson regarding Claiborne County with notice and proof is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 410 by Representative Crawford and others regarding Limestone County with notice and proof is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk.
All right, got some special guests in the gallery I want to recognize. When I call your name, if you could please stand. They're the guests of Leader Livingston, the Jackson County Junior Leadership. If y'all could please stand. Welcome to the Alabama Senate.
Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 408 by Representative Bedsole and Pascal regarding Shelby County with notice and proof is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 412 by Representative Crawford and others regarding Limestone County with notice and proof is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk.
All right, I want to recognize some more special guests in the gallery. The guest of Senator Gudger. Chief, when I call your name, if you could please stand. I got several people we're going to call, so wait till the end for applause. Chief Joey Duncan, the Coleman Police Department. Chief Jordan Carter, Hamilton Police Department. Chief Camp Yancey, Rainbow City PD. Assistant Chief Brandon Patterson, Coleman PD. Mr. Adam Clark, Coleman PD. Lieutenant Colton Harden, Gadsden State. And then the wife of Senator Gudger, Hedger Gudger. So welcome to the Alabama Senate. Appreciate y'all's service. Great to have you all with us today. Thank you all. All right, Secretary, call next House message.
Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate without engrossment. House Bill number 409 by Representative Bedsole and Pascal regarding the city of Alabaster is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk.
All right, this concludes the House messages. Senator Figures, did you want to go now or do committee reports? Or okay. Either one, whatever one you prefer.
Mr. President.
Senator Figures.
May I please have a point of personal privilege?
You're recognized.
If I could also, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. It is with profound sadness that I stand here to acknowledge the passing of Reverend Jesse Louis Jackson, Sr. My love and sincere condolences are extended to his wife, Jackie, and his children, Santita, Jesse Jr., Jonathan, Youssef, Jacqueline, and Ashley, and his entire family. It is a little ironic that God chose to take him in the middle of Black History Month, for he is such a historical figure who has contributed so much to African American and American history in this country. My late husband, the late Senate Pro Tem Michael Figures, and I first met Reverend Jackson in 1981 when he came to Mobile to participate in a protest march for justice after the hanging of Michael Donald, a 19-year-old African American young man. The late Secretary of Labor, Alexis Herman, connected us all together. Reverend Jackson asked Michael to run his 1984 and his 1988 presidential campaigns in Alabama. That was the first time I ran as a delegate pledged to Reverend Jackson in 1984 and 1988. Believe it or not, I got more votes than Michael in the state, and he didn't quite take to that too nicely. Those are fun memories. Reverend Jackson's 1984 and 1988 presidential campaigns significantly increased Black voter registration, participation, and political leverage, acting as a catalyst for a surge in Black elected officials and propelling the Democratic Party to be more inclusive. His campaigns helped solidify the Black electorate's support for the Democratic Party and paved the way for increased competitiveness in local, statewide, and national offices. Reverend Jackson's messages of love, peace, equality, and justice for all stay with us today. His message of comparing the makeup of this country to a quilt made up of many different pieces of various colors, fabrics, shapes, and sizes that all fit together to make one United States of America. His message was also about this country being and reflective of a rainbow. His message of keep hope alive. His message telling us that we are somebody, and if we can conceive it and believe it, then we could achieve it. His message telling us that we are qualified to run for and win elective offices. Those messages gave me the confidence to defy my husband and run for city council in 1993, and 3 years later for state senate after my husband's untimely death. Knowing how great my husband was, I did not feel I was qualified. But when I arrived here on February 4th, 1997, I said, hell yeah, I am qualified. Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. was somebody. He conceived and so believed that the United States of America would elect an African-American president in our time. And I must say that he, with his wife Jackie by his side, achieved it by paving the way for Barack Obama and Michelle Obama to become our first African-American president and First Lady of the United States of America. My heart is full of love, respect, and gratitude for Reverend Jackson and to Mrs. Jackson, for he surely could not have done it without her being at his side. I am honored and proud to have known him, for he truly will be missed. Mr. President, may we please have a moment of silence for Reverend Jackson and his family.
Yeah, everyone, could you stand for a moment of silence, please?
Amen, and thank you all.
Amen. Thanks, Senator Figures. Senator Smitherman.
Mr. President, may I be recognized for a brief moment of personal privilege?
You're recognized.
I want to thank Senator Figures for providing us with this valuable information and the valuable, timely information to share with us. And I do want to say that this, too, is our moment of Black history. Thank you, Senator Figures, for that moment of Black history. Thank you, Mr. President. Do we put bills anytime today in? Okay, thank you.
All right, I want to recognize some more special guests in the gallery. The guest of Senator Gudger, Lawrence County Commissioner Dana Charles, past Mayor of Cortland, Linda Peoples, Lieutenant Colton Harden from Gadsden State. If y'all could please stand. Welcome to the Alabama Senate. Great to have you. All right, now move on to committee reports. Secretary, call the first committee.
From the Committee on Confirmations, Senate Confirmation number 43, appointing Walter Bracey to the Alabama Manufactured Housing Commission, receives a favorable report by vote of 11 ayes and 0 nays.
I move that the Senate confirm Walter Bracey to the Manufactured Housing Commission using long roll.
All right, do you want to talk on this? Oh, all right, Secretary, call the long roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Allen. Mr. Barfoot. Mr. Beasley. Mr. Bell. Mr. Butler. Mr. Carnley. Mr. Chambliss. Mr. Chasteen. Ms. Coleman. Ms. Coleman Madison. Mr. Elliott. Ms. Figures. Mr. Gavan. Mr. Gudger. Mr. Hatcher. Mr. Hovey. Mr. Jones. Mr. Kelly. Mr. Kitchens. Mr. Livingston. Mr. Milson. Mr. Orr. Mr. Price. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Sessions. Mr. Shelnut. Mr. Singleton. Mr. Smitherman. Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stutz. Mr. Wagner. Ms. Weaver.
Aye.
Mr. Williams. Mr. Woods.
Thirty-one ayes, 0 nays. Walter Bracey's confirmed. Secretary, call next confirmation.
From the Committee on Confirmations, Senate Confirmation Number 44, appointing Eric Boehm to the Alabama Manufactured Housing Commission, receives a favorable report by a vote of 11 ayes and 0 nays.
I move that the Senate confirm Eric Boehm to the Manufactured Housing Commission using previous role.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, 0 nays. Eric Boehm's confirmed. Secretary, call next confirmation.
From the Committee on Confirmations, Senate Confirmation Number 42, appointing Morgan Garner to the Alabama Electronic Security Board of Licensure, receives a favorable report by a vote of 11 ayes and 0 nays.
Move the Senate confirm Morgan Gardner to the Electronic Security Board of Licensure using previous role.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, 0 nays. Morgan Garner is confirmed. Secretary, call next confirmation.
From the Committee on Confirmation, Senate Confirmation Number 47, appointing Susie Beal to the Alabama Electronic Security Board of Licensure, receives a favorable report by a vote of 11 ayes and 0 nays.
Move the Senate confirm Susie Beal to the Electronic Security Board of Licensure using previous role.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, 0 nays. Susie Beal is confirmed. Secretary, call next confirmation.
From the Committee on Confirmation, Senate Confirmation Number 61, appointing Joe Brown to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners, receives a favorable report by a vote of 11 ayes and 0 nays.
Move the Senate confirm Joe Brown to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners using previous role.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, 0 nays. Joe Brown's confirmed. Secretary, call next confirmation.
From the Committee on Confirmation, Senate Confirmation Number 62, appointing Brian Williams to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners, receives a favorable report by a vote of 11 ayes and 0 nays.
Move the Senate confirm Brian Williams to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners using previous role.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, 0 nays. Brian Williams is confirmed. Secretary, call next confirmation.
From the Committee on Confirmation, Senate Confirmation Number 63, appointing James Spears to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners, receives a favorable report by a vote of 11 ayes and 0 nays.
Move the Senate confirm James Spears to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners using previous role.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, 0 nays. James Spears confirmed. Secretary, call next confirmation.
From the Committee on Confirmation, Senate Confirmation Number 64, appointing Charles Hedrick to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners, receives a favorable report by a vote of 11 ayes and 0 nays.
Move the Senate confirm Charles Hedrick to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners using previous role.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, 0 nays. Charles Hedrick's confirmed. Secretary called next confirmation.
From the Committee on Confirmations, Senate Confirmation Number 65, appointing Kathy Pierce to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners, receives a favorable report by a vote of 11 ayes and 0 nays.
Move the Senate confirm Kathy Pierce to the Alabama Board of Polygraph Examiners using previous role.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
31 ayes, 0 nays. Kathy Pierce is confirmed. Secretary called next conference. All right, that concludes confirmations. Thank you, Senator Weaver. All right, Secretary called the next committee.
From the Committee on County and Municipal Government, House Bill number 268 receives a favorable report by a vote of 8 ayes and 0 nays. From County and Municipal Government, Senate Bill number 279 receives a favorable report by a vote of 8 ayes and 0 nays. From County and Municipal Government, Senate Bill number 304 receives a favorable report with substitute by a vote of 8 ayes and 0 nays. From County and Municipal Government, Senate Bill number 303 receives a favorable report by a vote of 8 ayes and 0 nays.
These bills receive a second reading and be placed on the calendar for next legislative day. Secretary called next committee, please.
From the Committee on Local Legislation, House Bill number 355 receives a favorable report. From the Committee on Local Legislation, House Bill number 310 receives a favorable report. From the Committee on Local Legislation, House Bill number 366 receives a favorable report. From the Committee on Local Legislation, House Bill number 367 receives a favorable report. From the Committee on Local Legislation, House Bill number 368 receives a favorable report. From the Committee on Local Legislation, House Bill number 369 receives a favorable report.
These bills received a second reading and be placed on the calendar for next legislative day. This concludes committee reports. All right, now move on to motions and resolutions.
Mr. President.
Senator Sessions.
I have a SJR I'd like for immediate consideration.
All right, any objections? Secretary read and receive the SJR, please.
You need 2 copies? Yeah, Mr. President, this resolution is honoring a friend of ours that died January the 7th. Body, if y'all would listen up a minute, I'm going to have this read at length. This is for our friend, and I don't think it mattered what side of the aisle you was on. If you knew him, he was a friend. John Guthrie Jr. passed away January 7th, and I know a lot of us have been missing him up here. Took a little while to get the resolution ready, and at this time, I'd like for the clerk to read the resolution and then after that, I'd like everyone to be added as sponsors.
All right, Secretary, read the resolution, please.
Senate Joint Resolution number 47 by Senator Sessions, mourning the death and celebrating the life of John J. Guthrie, Jr. Whereas it is with profound sadness that we note the death of John J. Guthrie, Jr. of Coleman, Alabama on January the 7th, 2026 at the age of 71. Whereas he was born to John J. Guthrie and Mary Braswell Guthrie on June the 13th, 1955. His roots are in the Coleman County community of Walter. His formative years were spent enjoying time at his father's cotton gin and his grandfather's nearby farm. This was where he learned the importance of friendship and working with people from all stations of life. Whereas he was a graduate of Fairview High School in Coleman and attended Jacksonville State University, where he was a member of the Delta Chi fraternity. Whereas John began his career in governmental affairs with inspiration from former Mayor Richard Arrington of Birmingham. It was during this time he developed the skills necessary to later represent other Alabama cities and business interests. He worked as an associate at the Montgomery governmental affairs firm Bloom Group. In this position, he represented various cities, including the city of Coleman, and he also lobbied for the interest and concerns of businesses at the Alabama State House. He was highly respected and regarded as a person of integrity and honesty in his work and made many friends during his time in Montgomery. Whereas he is known for his quick wit and he was always ready with a laugh and a joke, his many friends enjoyed his company and good nature, gentle smile, and kindness. Whereas John enjoyed traveling the world with his wife Donna. Some highlights of their travels included trips to Egypt, Scotland, Italy, and Sicily, France, Ireland, Great Britain, Switzerland, Germany, Belgium, and various Caribbean cruises. Whereas he was an avid football fan who followed his beloved alma mater, Jacksonville State University, as well as the University of Alabama Crimson Tide. He also enjoyed a wide variety of music, which ranged from ZZ Top to Jason Isbell. Whereas he is survived by his wife Donna, children Lindsay Guthrie Stidham, Peyton Guthrie and John J. Guthrie III, grandchildren Evelyn Gray Stidham and Sophie Banks Guthrie, siblings Marcia Guthrie Folsom and David Guthrie, nieces and nephews Megan Folsom, James Folsom, Ian Guthrie, and Noah Guthrie. Now therefore be it resolved by the legislature of Alabama, both houses thereof concurring, that the death of John J. Guthrie Jr. is recorded with deep sadness, and this resolution is offered in tribute to his life, along with heartfelt sympathy to his family, whose grief is shared by many.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I'd like for all senators to be added as co-sponsor.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. All right, all those in favor, ready for adoption?
Yes.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution's adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks, Senator Sessions. Any other motions or resolutions? All right, now move on to local bills. You got a motion or resolution?
Mandatory resolution, Mr. President.
All right, Secretary Reed, receive the resolution.
That's all.
Senate Joint Resolution number 48 by Senator Butler, commending Tommy Jacks for emergency actions to help a sick child.
Move for immediate adoption, Mr. President.
All right, any objection? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution's adopted. Thanks, Senator Butler. All right, any other motions or resolutions? All right. Now move on to local bills.
On page 48 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 275 by Senator Weaver regarding Shelby County, BR pending.
Mr. President, I move the BR using the previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 48 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 275 by Senator Weaver regarding Shelby County.
Mr. President, I move final passage using the previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 275 passes. All right, Secretary, call the next local bill.
On page 48 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 276 by Senator Weaver regarding the city of Alabaster, BR pending.
Mr. President, I move the BR using the previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 48 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 276 by Senator Weaver regarding the city of Alabaster.
Mr. President, I move final passage using the previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes.
32 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 276 passes. Thanks, Senator Chambliss. All right, that concludes local bills. All right, Senator Wagner.
Mr. President, have a report from the Committee on Rules.
All right, Secretary read and receive the report from the Committee on Rules, please.
From the Committee on Rules, Special Order Calendar, Senate Resolution Number 49. Be it resolved by the Senate of the Legislature of Alabama that immediately upon the adoption of this resolution, the following business in the order set forth below shall be the special paramount order of business for the 13th legislative day, taking precedence over the regular order of business or any pending or unfinished business. On page 23 of the calendar, Senate Bill Number 247 by Senators Jones and others regarding insurance. On page 35, Senate Bill 239 by Senator Smitherman and others regarding child custody. On page 31, Senate Bill Number 190 by Senator Wagner regarding sales tax. On page 28, Senate Bill 252 by Senator Hatcher and others regarding the Governor's Mansion Authority. On page 22, Senate Bill Number 170 by Senators Roberts and Shelnut regarding health insurance. On page 17, Senate Bill Number 210 by Senator Woods regarding the Chiropractic Board. On page 43, Senate Bill 242 by Senator Bell regarding commercial driver's licenses. On page 2, Senate Bill 70 by Senator Gavan and others regarding crimes and offenses. On page 34, Senate Bill Number 83 by Senator Orr regarding guardianships and conservatorships. On page 9, Senate Bill Number 88 by Senator Stutz and others regarding the Division of Construction Management. And on page 36, Senate Bill Number 173 by Senator Bell regarding crimes and offenses.
Mr. President,
Senator Wagner.
move the Senate adopt the report from the Committee on Rules using the short roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 0 nays. Special order calendar is adopted. Secretary, call the first bill.
On page 23 of the calendar, Senate Bill Number 247 by Senators Jones and others regarding insurance. BR pending.
Senator Jones. Senator Smitherman. Yeah.
Move for the adoption of BRR, unanimous consent to use previous role.
All right, any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
Thirty-two ayes, 0 nays, 1 abstention. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
You go ahead. I'm just trying to get you to rolling.
On page 23 of the calendar, Senate Bill Number 247 by Senators Jones and others regarding insurance.
Senator Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have some workings on this bill right now to kind of fix a couple issues. So if we could, we're just going to carry it over to the call of the chair, please.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Senate Bill 247 is carried over at the call of the chair.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks, Senator Jones. Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 35 of the calendar, Senate Bill Number 239 by Senator Smitherman and others regarding the Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction Enforcement Act. BR pending.
Mr. President, move for adoption of BR, is unanimous consent to use previous role.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 35 of the calendar, Senate Bill Number 239 by Senator Smitherman and others regarding the Child Custody Jurisdiction Enforcement Act.
Mr. President.
Senator Smitherman.
May I be recognized?
You're recognized.
Members, this bill is, the provisions of it is that when a child is in our custody and coming from out of state, and when there is the setting I see as a parent here, and there's a determination here in determined custody that the adjoining state that they come from, this bill will provide 6 months for them to be able to start a proceeding in that particular state. And if we have started one here and the determination has been made here, then after the 6 months, then our determination will be honored here in Alabama as to the custody of that particular child. So if there are no questions, then I'll move for final passage. Ask unanimous consent to use previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 0 nays. The Senate Bill 239 passes. Thanks, Senator Smitherman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, members.
All right, Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 31 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 190 by Senator Wagner regarding sales tax. BR pending.
Mr. President, move adoption of the BIR using the previous roll call.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 31 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 190 by Senator Wagner regarding sales tax. Committee substitute pending.
Mr. President, this provides a tax exemption or renewal of a tax exemption for this company that provides ocular eye service. So if there's no objection, I use passage of Senate Bill 190. Substitute.
You want to adopt the substitute?
Adopt substitute.
Or you want to speak on this? Okay. All right, any objection to using previous roll? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, 0 nays. The committee substitute's adopted. All right, Senator Wagner. Senator Figures.
Move passage of Senate Bill 190 as substituted.
All right, Senator Figures.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senator Wagner, does this bill also exempt the sales taxes for cities and counties as well as the state?
Municipal and state.
I've always felt, since I've been here, coming from a city council many years ago, I've always felt that they should be the ones to decide if someone should be exempted from their sales taxes, because that cuts the revenue that's coming into that city and county. So is there a fiscal note on this as to how much they would actually be losing? It just says the state.
I have not been provided with the amount of the tax exemption. But it is local sales and use taxes.
Okay, is it for state, county, and city?
Yes.
Because I know I've complained about this for many, many years, so maybe we don't do the others anymore, Senator Orr?
Excuse me.
No, Senator Orr was going to be checked. He thought it was just for the state. Optional for the cities and the counties. Okay, great. Thank you, Senator Wagner. Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome.
All right, the motion is adoption, final passage using previous roll, correct?
Previous roll.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
Mr. President.
34 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 190 passes. All right.
Mr. President.
Senator Orr.
I had a point of personal privilege, and I did
You're
this
recognized.
a couple of weeks ago. Thank you. We're giving out free money, folks, free money for your districts, and this is the semi-quincentennial. I had these passed out. Good old Alfred did it a week or so, 2 weeks ago. But you need to tell your small towns. Your counties are going to get a tree, a Liberty tree, so it doesn't involve them, but the cities, particularly the small ones, it's up to $2,500. They can use it for parades, for fireworks, or whatever, and you'll be a hero in your small towns in your area if you help them get this grant. But it is on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you're last to the party, you may not get a prize. So I'm going to have a page pass these around. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right. Thank you, Senator Orr. All right, Secretary, call the next bill.
Yeah, comment.
Well, hold on. Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank Senator Orr. I have sent those out to all the mayors in my cities and some of the community leaders as well, with some ideas. You know, could be parades, could be plays, it could be everybody dress up the whole 9 yards. I'm anxious to see what ideas they come up. We have at like Shays Valley and Carver High School, both have theatrical groups. They have done plays that have kind of gotten Broadway award kind of things. And so I'm just asking them to come up with some things that they can do, including elementary schools, because you can't ever tell what creative ideas they will come up with. But this will certainly go a long way. One of my mayors has already thanked me for sending that to them, and so they're on it. Thank you.
Secretary, please call the next bill.
On page 28 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 252 by Senator Hatcher and others regarding the Governor's Mansion Authority. BR pending.
Senator Hatcher.
Mr. President, move for passage of the BIR using the previous roll without objection.
Any objection? Secretary, call the roll. Short roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes and no nays. The BIR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 28 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 252 by Senator Hatcher and others regarding the Governor's Mansion.
Mr. President, this bill is known as the Sarah Caldwell Crosby Bill. It's an act, rather, and it provides that employees of the Governor's Mansion Authority are members of the unclassified service under the Merit System Act. The bill codifies current practice regarding employment status and further provides that employees employed as of the effective date of this bill are entitled to payment for accumulated leave upon separation from service, with future employees receiving leave payments consistent with general rules governing unclassified employees. If there are no questions, I move for final passage of Senate Bill 252.
Short roll. Any objection?
Using the previous roll.
Using previous roll without objection. Is there any objections? Secretary, call the roll. Short roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes and no nays. That is adopted. Congratulations, Senator Hatcher.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Secretary, please call the next bill.
On page 22 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 170 by Senators Roberts and Shelnut regarding health insurance. BR pending.
Senator Roberts.
Mr. President, I'd like to move BR using previous roll without objection, please, sir.
Is there any objection? Having heard none, please call the short roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, please call the roll. Please call the bill.
On page 22 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 170 by Senators Roberts and Shelnut regarding health insurance.
Senator Roberts.
Mr. President, this bill deals with health savings, the state federal regulatory coordination act called Safe Harbor. It'll affect roughly 530,000 Alabamians as well as future Alabamians. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to deal with it. If not, I'd like to move final passage, use the previous roll without objection.
Is there any objections? Having none, Secretary, please call the short roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 and 0 nays. SB 170 passes. Senator Roberts, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. Secretary, please call the next bill.
On page 17 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 210 by Senator Woods regarding the Chiropractic Board. BR pending.
Senator Woods.
Mr. President, I move the BIR using previous roll without objection.
Is there any objection? Having none, please call the short roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, 0 nays. The BIR is adopted. Secretary, please call the bill.
On page 17 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 210 by Senator Woods regarding the Chiropractic Board.
Senator Woods.
Mr. President, this is a housekeeping bill for the Board of Chiropractic Examiners. If there's no questions, I'd move for final passage using previous rule without objection.
We have a motion. Any objections? Having none, Secretary, please call the short roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, 0 nays. SB 210 passes. Congratulations,
Thank
Senator
you,
Woods.
Mr. President. Thank you.
Secretary, please call the next bill.
On page 43 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 242 by Senator Bell regarding commercial driver's licenses. BR pending.
Senator Bell.
Motion to adopt BR, previous rule.
Without objection. Any objections? Having none, Secretary, please call the short roll.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, no nays.
34 ayes, 0 nays. A BR is adopted. Secretary, please call the bill.
On page 43 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 242 by Senator Bell regarding commercial driver's licenses.
Mr. President, this bill aligns the federal law regulations along with state-based penalties to create uniformity and get the bad actors out of the trucking industry. Motion for adoption, previous rule, no objections.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 242 passes. Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 2 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 70 by Senators Gavan and others regarding crimes and offenses. BR pending.
Mr. President, I'd move the BR using previous rule without objection.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes.
34 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 2 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 70 by Senators Gavan and others regarding crimes and offenses.
Senator Gavan.
Mr. President, I move for final passage using previous rule without objection.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, no.
34 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 70 passes. Thanks, Senator Gavan.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 34 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 83 by Senator Orr regarding guardianships and conservatorships. BR pending.
Mr. President.
Senator Orr.
I'd move adoption of the BR using previous rule.
You want to speak on the BR?
I want to speak with him on the bill.
Okay.
That's all.
All right, so we're on the BR. Any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
34 ayes, no nays.
34 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 34 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 83 by Senator Orr regarding guardianships and conservatorships. Committee amendment pending.
Mr. President.
Senator Orr.
I'd like to go ahead and move to adopt the committee amendment because when this bill first came out, there was a lot of chatter about it, and that chatter got settled in the committee amendment. If the gentleman across the way is okay with that, I would like to go ahead and put that on here if you're okay.
I don't even know what it do.
You're in judiciary. It came through judiciary.
But I just didn't remember. That's what I meant. I said, hey,
you gonna make me read all this stuff?
It's better than that. I sit right by him in judiciary, so it's not like I remember that. But if you'll do that, I'm gonna tell you why I need you to do that too. Okay. So you'll know that's the way we operate. I got a sheet on my desk, so I got to go get.
Okay.
And come
all
back.
right.
See, so if you'll do that
Okay.
while I'm doing that.
So with the committee amendment, we're going to clarify the process and requirements for removing a proceeding from the probate court to the circuit court. So if you have a guardianship sometimes people want to remove that to a different forum there in the courthouse, and they want to go to the circuit court, which is more in tune with complex cases much more than the probate court. So this would put the circuit court in the driver's seat for having these type of hearings. The next thing, we clarify the notice requirements in a proceeding for guardianship, conservatorship by stating the notice must be provided in accordance with the rules of civil procedure. You want to get this amendment on here and we'll talk if you want to. You got more questions about it?
But what else? You just tell me without rereading. Tell me out loud. What this amendment is trying to do right here? And I'm going to talk to you.
The amendment tweaked a lot of the things that were already in the original bill, but people had some issues with. It fixes the definition of lease, L-E-A-S-E, which had inadvertently changed. It reverts it back to the original definition.
Now, this is the guardianship bill we're talking about, right?
Yeah, but it has in there about oil and gas leases in there.
About the guardianship? Now, wait a minute. I want to make sure
That's
I'm
my
talking about
notes
myself.
right here. That's what I kind of
Get me back on the line. Hey, because I'm going to be all the... I thought we were talking about having control of another adult.
I'm just telling you what my notes say.
Oh, okay.
Removes the provisions that permit the court to sanction a party for improper or vexatious. Vexatious, that's not a word we see all.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
If it's vexing, it's troublesome or some.
Okay.
Or an improperly or invexiously brought emergency petition. So there was something in the original bill. This amendment will take all that out. The original bill was trying to limit people just running up to the courthouse and causing problems with guardianships. And I'm going to get a guardianship on you, and I'll go file something, and that's caused you vexation.
Okay. So there's
trouble.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to be troublesome. I'm saying that man there, he's out of his mind, and I go file a guard. I want to be his guardian because he's got $10 million in the bank. I want to be his guardian. So then the duties of a court representative were narrowed somewhat by removing the duty to investigate the allegations of a petition. DHR worried that this created a broad mandate and would increase cost. County sheriffs are specifically exempted from being required to serve as a temporary emergency guardian or conservator, and that's a good thing. They didn't want to be, the judge says, okay, I'm going to name the sheriff of Jefferson County as the guardian for this individual because we got nobody else to declare that, and the sheriff becomes the guardian or the conservator. Sheriff didn't want that duty, so that comes out. Provision was added to make it clear that the bonding requirements applicable to a permanent conservatorship are applicable to a temporary and emergency conservatorship as well. So that's here too. You getting all this, Senator?
I am.
You just taking it all in.
I got a question about it, so I'm going to let you know how much I've been. We lawyers, we know how to do both of these things. Listen and chew bubble gum too. So I'm chewing some gum over there now. Well, look here, why they don't want to investigate? Why they don't want to? Let me say, y'all having too much fun.
We got jokes over here.
Y'all having too much fun, but that's all right. Why? Let me ask this question, Senator. What we gonna do about the situations where there is a valid situation? What we gonna do about them? Because take like DHR. Okay, they don't want to. It's something about you said they didn't want to do some kind of investigation or something. That ain't like DHR.
Yeah.
I tell you, that ain't like them.
No, it was just narrowed. They weren't removed. They didn't exclude them. It just narrowed.
To what?
DHR was assured that they would place emphasis on the court's discretion to decline to appoint a court representative in certain situations where doing so would not aid the court or be unnecessarily increase the cost. It's often the case with petitions brought by DHR or hospitals. So I think what we're saying here is sometimes when the individual is obviously in a mental health crisis or obviously having problems, we don't need to take a whole lot of time investigating when it's very clear we've got an individual that needs help and they need a guardian appointed for them.
Okay, so that's
We don't need to waste the court's time or effort, okay, well, you go investigate and then come back and tell us and write a written report and all that when we have a lot of testimony that says we got an obvious, under oath, that we got a problem.
So, in other words, will they, under this scenario, will that person be provided due process?
Yes, that's always, but...
And this is the next thing. Excuse me, I'm sorry, you go on.
No,
I did not mean
I was just
to
going to say the court, as you know, being married to whom you're married to, the court can always take, if we're in the circuit court for sure, and I'm pretty sure the probate can take judicial notice if we have obvious crisis of an individual that is going to cause harm to themselves or others and needs a guardian to make decisions on their behalf. Or
Well, they have this.
Or they could be, have developmental disabilities and just been like that since birth, and now they're 21 and we're going to name a guardian for them that they've never spoken a word from their mouths. They need this guardianship. So why do we need to go through the investigatory process when they've not been verbal since birth? Those kind of situations, Senator, where we just have a patently disabled person or mentally ill, developmentally delayed, whatever, those kind of situations.
So what you're saying is to take, you're not asking the court per se when I say this, you're just, I'm going to use that phrase though. So we're saying to the court, say, look, here's a person, they've already been determined to be, and I just give you an area, paranoid schizophrenia. They've already been to the psychiatric wards to get themselves back, this word I use, tuned up and online again. Now they're offline again. They've got to have the same guardian that you had on the front end before they went through the process I just said and was placed, said back in their environment. Okay, now you saying that they've you know what used to happen in those situations? They stopped taking their medicines. That's really what happened. As long as they take those, many people can operate and function on, but when they stop, then it causes, some irrational decisions and behavior. And a lot of them are actually dangerous to themselves. But you're right that you know that. I don't know if you remember me telling you about my little volunteer back in another life at a transitional home. Do you remember me saying anything about that? Yeah. Well, so I've seen the people both ways on that. Now, let me ask you this. Let me tell you what my concern, and maybe you can answer that for me and relieve my concern.
Oh, we're here to answer all concerns.
But you can relieve it because first I want to thank you and the body, and I think it's maybe in the pro tem or the lieutenant governor, one of the two of y'all, one of the groups. You all appointed me, Senator, to the Supreme Court's, guess what? How we have the intercommittees we have, to the Guardianship and Conservative Intercommittee.
Oh, man.
So we have a committee that deals with this, from the Supreme, some representative from the courts. I'm one of the legislative representatives, appointed now, had to be appointed. Now, they hadn't seen this. And that's what not your issues now. Don't get me wrong. But this is the issues, not your specific issue. These are the issues that we are focused on and are focusing on. I would like for them to at least have an opportunity to share with you some input, whether or not they do or not. Okay, I'm just a member, I'm not the chair. But I don't want it to become a law, and then they look at it and they say that it's great law. They said, but we need to do A, B, C, or D. Now, I know you over there, let me say this right quick to the body, and everybody else up there too is listening. You see that man that he's talking to over there? Do you see that man over there that he's talking to? That is an expert. Senator Orr, you know how to do it, don't you? You went and got the expert over there talking to him. And I'm going to tell you how well I know he's the expert, because he's my former probate judge in Jefferson County, right over there. So I know he's an expert. I mean, now that part I know. So what did he share with you about that? Because I know you were talking to him. And I'm going to tell you what he said.
I got two responses.
Okay.
The first response is from the head of the Legislative Services Agency.
Oh, they go to a whole different level right there.
He says, quote, everybody's seen this bill now, because I think it's been ping-ponged about or kicked around with all the groups. Now, the ALI guy said, we have not sat down directly with the judicial group, but that would have happened weeks ago, months ago. But now I think, based on this amendment, everybody's touched it, and it's they're ready for it to move forward. That's what I'm told. So everybody that has an interest in this space, perhaps your chairman, is happy now with what we're doing. Of course, this just being the Senate bill, we can still make changes downstairs.
All right, so the last question I have, are you happy with it, with the amendment?
You know, it's an important area of the law, as you know, because of your time and service on your committee.
And I practice this area of law too.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
probate.
It's a necessary part, and actually, you know, my father-in-law just died, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
He has a severely disabled daughter, which would be my sister-in-law. Never said a word in her life. She's 50-something years old now, and we're having to get into the guardianship and what was done 20-something years ago because of the estate and all those things and ramifications. So, so it's a very important area of the law, and we need to make sure we get it done right.
Well, you've answered my questions. You
so well, and I've got more for you.
You answered. In fact, hey, look here. I got a breakdown of the whole bill too, but I don't have to go through all that.
Smart guy.
I don't have to go through that. You've done a good job, and then you didn't have to, because you're a lawyer yourself. So I had to let folks know.
And I used to do this kind of law back in the day.
So but you also went to a good reference source over there in the corner. So with that,
over there.
With that, I'm yielding the process back to you.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Senator Orr.
Adoption of the amendment using the previous role, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, 0 nays. The Senator Orr amendment's adopted. Senator Orr.
I'd move third reading using the previous role.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
$33 ayes, 0 nays. Secretary, call next bill.
On page 9 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 88 by Senator Stutz and others regarding the Division of Construction Management. BR pending.
Senator Stutz.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move passage of the BIR using the previous role.
Mr. President.
Do you want to speak on the BIR?
Yeah, and I would like to be recognized, speak on it.
Okay.
But I want to talk with him too. If he wants to talk, I want to talk to him. Did you get a chance to look at it?
Oh, yes, I'm okay to dialogue. Let's go ahead and do the BIR, and then we'll talk about the bill as long as you want to.
Not the bill. I wanted you this time to talk about what we just talked about. Did you get a chance to look at it and everything?
Oh, I did.
Okay. Yeah. Any questions you might have about it?
Let's pass BIR, and then we'll get on the amendment.
Okay. Let me just say this.
Let's get to the. We're not really to the bill yet.
Okay, but let me just say this to you. I want us to dialogue a little bit so I can you can help me understand the whole overall scheme of things.
Okay.
Because I haven't been approached by this as a problem. I know it's probably been a problem. Okay, let me say that to you. In the systems that I represent, but I hadn't been approached about it, so I hadn't been locked in to it from that standpoint. Naturally in committee I did, but if we can I just want to say that to you, that I don't mind going on during the BIR, but I would like to you kind of talk to me.
Absolutely. Let's get the BIR done, and then when we get to the bill, we can talk about it.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll be fine with me. I'll yield back to Senator.
All right, Senator Stutz.
I move passage of the BIR using the previous row.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
Go for it. Well, let me see.
33 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 9 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 88 by Senator Stutz and others regarding the Division of Construction Management.
Senator Stutz.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill basically exempts K to 12 schools from requiring inspection and clearance by the Department of Construction Management for any project that's less than $750,000. And if you talk to people in K to 12 departments of education, whether it be just local or an individual school, they all talk about the delays they have in construction, waiting on inspections, and then minor things having to be changed and coming back and making the changes, then waiting for a long period of time to get the next inspection so they can go ahead. Most of the superintendents I've talked to say that this level of inspection usually doubles or triples their cost of a relatively minor project. And as you know, $750,000 is not going to go a long way. We're not talking about building a brand new school building or even a brand new classroom or a gymnasium or anything like that for that amount of money. So at $750,000, we're talking about mostly repairs, relatively minor alterations to something that's already on the campus. And again, it's something that they can handle without having DCM inspection. And I would point out, this is what the architect is doing, is being sure the plans are compliant with various regulations. This is what the contractor is already doing to build it according to the plans that were drawn. So this is not something radical. It's something that's simply going to save our school systems a lot of money. And I would point out to you that most of the larger universities in the state already don't go through DCM. The community college system is already exempt from this. The state parks are already exempt at this level. So all this bill is doing is bringing the K-12 school systems to a level playing field where the state parks, the community college systems already are. And the other thing I want to point out is the bill is permissive. If they have a project and they want to request DCM inspection, they can still do it. If the contractor wants to say, well, I won't bid on this project or I won't build this project without DCM inspection, they can do it. The bill does not prohibit them from doing it. It just eliminates the requirement that they do it, and it will save the school systems a lot of money. So I'll be glad to dialogue with you on the bill, answer any questions that you have.
Okay, thank you. May I be recognized?
You're recognized.
All right. The first question, did you get a chance to look at the amendment?
I did.
Okay, what's your thoughts about my amendment?
I think that it defeats a lot of the purpose of the bill. I'm not for the amendment.
Why?
Because it puts the life, safety, fire phrase back in there in the paragraph that we deleted, and there's nothing that they can do in a school that doesn't fall in one of those categories. So, and like I said, anything that an architect is drawing, the part about the American for Disabilities Act, I understand all that, but my bill does not exempt them from that type of requirements. You know, things that they build are still have to be ADA compliant, but we're back to the phrase that's in the other bill of the, let me see the exact phrase, fire safety and life safety. There's nothing you can do that doesn't have something to do with life or couldn't catch on fire. You're putting everything back under the same level of inspection that it currently is. You know, name me a project that couldn't burn down. Name me a project that doesn't have something to do with life safety. It's anyway, I think the bill as it is does what we want it to do, and that's save money for the school systems.
May I be recognized? Because we dialoguing. Senator, I think you are absolutely right about the bill does what you want it to do. And that's what you just said, save money. The problem is it doesn't do what I think it needs to do, and that is save lives. I'm concerned about lives. I don't give a rip about whether somebody saved $10 or they saved $10,000. Life does not have a value of $1 on it. And that's what this amendment says. In this amendment, it gives you what you exposed to me you wanted to do in committee. And that was that this centralized inspection people for the state who you have to have, you said that you did not want them to be encumbersome with their time and their recommendations that would inflate the cost of these projects, and it would extend the time before these projects could be completed as well. Am I right what I just said?
You're right.
Okay, now I haven't said that because I don't want to say nothing out the way, you know, like what you said there. Now, but you turn right around. Now let me stop for a minute about my own self. My concerns is this, and I'm gonna offer it at the proper time, but I'm gonna read this amendment. This amendment says, for any project exempt from approval persuading to the paragraph A, which is the state group that you were talking about, the governing body of the K-12 school or four-year public institution of higher education shall inspect. Since we taking away the state inspectors, these are the people you said they wanted to come to that level. I'm saying that those people should inspect and issue written recommendations regarding any proposed capital improvement projects or any alterations, additions, repairs, or maintenance of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, or any alterations, additions, repairs, or maintenance for compliance with the Americans with Disability Act and rules and regulations adopted thereafter for fire safety and life safety compliance. That's what I'm doing. What you just said right there, and what that bill does is that when you take out what you took out, all the bill do is help these folks save money. It don't even protect these people. You took all the protection away under the name of saving money. I'm saying I ain't have no problem with you saving money. I don't have no problem with you not wanting those people that they're at the state level at all. I don't. But we got to protect these people. We taking away the protection from the state, and yet you said you want the decision to be down here because of the incumbency and the financial burden that the people in the state put, and I agree with you. But I can't agree to put these people in harm's way Their safety. It's because somebody want to make $2 over here. Come on, you a doctor. You know that ain't right. You know that you're a doctor. You know that you save lives. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And yet you say you got a problem with just trying to save these people's lives? I'll yield to you if you want to respond.
Okay, thank you. I'm not for building dangerous things. I understand that. My point is that the architect's already going to draw the plans that are in compliance. When a contractor builds it, they're already going to build it in compliance. There's nothing in my bill that exempts it from a local building code, from any building code. They're still going to build the project according to code. My point of the amendment is that, yeah, it's all inclusive, except I noticed it didn't include the community college system. It included four-year public institutions and K-12 schools, but it didn't include state parks or the community college system. And as I said at the beginning, they are already exempt, just like my bill is doing for K-12. The community college system and public parks or state parks are already exempt from that. So I'm just bringing the K-12 system in compliance with what we already do in state parks and what we already do in the community college system. And we don't have people dying in the community colleges because they didn't do some kind of inspection. We don't have people dying in state parks because they didn't do some type of inspection. I'm for safety. I'm for good construction. I'm good for the Americans for Disabilities Act, being in compliant with that. But I'm simply saying my bill doesn't exempt those projects from anything. It simply says that you don't have to go through those extra hoops. All you're doing is building by the code, building by what the architect drew. The construction person is building in compliance with the drawings. We're not exempting them from standards. We're exempting them from a level of unnecessary bureaucracy that slows the project down. I've heard from multiple principals and superintendents that say that what the process they go through right now delays their project for a year or more in many cases. Had one superintendent that told me they had some things they were planning to do last spring and have it ready. They were going to do it over the summer and have it ready for the new school year, which started in August. And because of the delays with DCM inspection, they still don't have the project done. They're almost through with the coming school year, and the project hadn't even been started yet, still not started or completed. And the original plan last March, almost a year ago, was to get it done over the summer. And, I've had multiple other people tell me that when the inspectors come, they recommend a minor change. Maybe it takes them 1 day or 2 days to get the minor change made, but then the inspector doesn't come back for 3 weeks to make sure that the change passed. And so the whole project gets held up for that period of time over something that was very minor. And so anyway, I appreciate you bringing the amendment and dialoguing, but I think that all we're doing with the bill is bringing the K-12 system to the exact same level that the state parks and the community colleges already are.
Well, Senator, I hear what you're saying, and I think that if I had to analyze what you said, I would say that I agree with probably 90% of what you said. And I said that earlier, and and I'll say it again, that I agree with your efforts to short stream the process because you don't want the state people for projects that size or lower to have to come and create everything that you just said. I'm sure that your people in your system have experienced what you just said about the delays and it being minor and all those things. and I'm in one accord with that. But just because that the care for safety is not exhibited in the junior college bill, it doesn't make it any rational and right that we don't protect this safety in this bill. If that bill was before us today, I will be saying the same thing about the junior college bill. I'll be saying it about the parks. I'll be saying it about anybody if it was before us today. But it's not before us today. We are now dealing with K through 12. Those are our most vulnerable citizens. A person in college, they choose to go to college. A person sitting in college is a young adult. That person can make a better judgment even about if I'm in this building and this building, I hear cracking going on in this building, then I better not come back in this building because this building roof may fall in. If I got somebody who's in K and in first grade and second grade and third grade, they won't bit more have a child don't even understand till they really understand till they get up to about 12 or 13 years old. They don't even understand and appreciate the danger that it would easily could put them in if there's not somebody to say, check it out, I sign off on it, it's okay. I don't have any problem with putting them people at the level where you want them. I have no problem. Let's clear that up. It ain't, he don't want me to do this and we trying to short stream ourselves. No. Don't even leave that podium by making anybody in here thinking that that's what I'm saying. I'm not. I am not. But I am saying is that it ain't okay that nobody signs off. And when we talk about the architect and them people, because they the architect, let me say it to you like that. I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm saying. A clear example. Let's try this building right here. Let's start with this building. If you come down to my office, we were supposed to have fixed the roof. Y'all remember when it was flooding about a year ago? That's supposed to have been fixed. Well, I think about a week ago when I went in my office, water coming down in my office. If you peel back the corner over there in the left corner, I can show you some asbestos, okay, in my office. I ain't talking about somebody else in this building. Yet there are people, I'm sure, that gave the impression that they got it all out or it had been completely capped. The second example is an auto accident. When a person get a fender hit and you see a car going down the road looking pretty, the first thing you could easily say that person got it either knocked out and sanded down even and painted, or you could say that they replaced it with another fender. But if you get under that car, you're gonna see that same big dent in there, and they put Bondo on the outside of it, smoothed it and painted it. Just as messed up on the inside as can be, because what? The fox is watching the hen house. You expecting the person who fixed the car to fix it right and to tell you that it's fixed because they are the fixer. That's the same thing we're saying about these architects. We're saying that the same people who doing it is going to inspect it and sign off on their own work, and that's supposed to be a neutral inspector? No, you got to have somebody. It can be at the level you want. I keep saying I have no problem with that. And that's what this amendment does. It says that those people at that level will do the same thing as those people doing at that level. And they'll sign off down there where you don't have to have them. But we don't have to compromise the integrity, the quality, and the safety for these young people who are in school. And that's why I'm standing here. And that's why the amendment, nothing more and nothing less. Yeah, go right on.
Well, I appreciate it. I hope they were recording that when you said you agreed with me on 90% of what I said.
I do. I told you this is the only thing.
We're going to work on the other 10%.
That's all.
Here we go. What my point of that is, there are multiple levels of inspection. The architects are professionals. They have professional standards to live up to. When they draw the plans for something, they have engineering review of those plans. Part of an architect's job on a project is to see the project through to the end and see that it's built to the specifications of what was originally designed. And the same with builders. Builders sign a contract to follow the plans, do it properly, and this doesn't exempt anything from any local building codes. So, or any other codes that apply. I trust the principals of the school where it's being done.
But they're not
keep an eye on the project and make sure that the architect's plans are followed. This is what we decided to remodel this or build this way. And as the project moves forward, we're going to keep an eye on it and make sure we're getting our money's worth, make sure it's being done properly, and they don't need another level of inspection.
Well, the problem is that the principal is not a project manager. He don't know, half of them don't even know what they're looking at. He's dependent, I'm gonna come back to you. He's dependent on this same architect you send him watching to tell him that, yeah, this is right, what I'm doing. Now, let me just say this to you. Let me say this. Okay. Then I'm gonna stop. Let me say this though, and let you speak. The reason I looked around in here, I wanted to see where my lawyers were. I see one right here, and one sit right there was just at the mic. Go talk to them if you don't believe me, and they'll tell you every architect is not going to do it right. That's our position. That's our jobs. We take folk like that to court when they don't do it right. See, so I'm just saying what the deal is. That's what we do. So I'm telling you, I can't tell you about the doctor and stuff. You the doctor. But this what I'm talking about. I'm the expert. And I'm telling you, they don't all do it. And if one school don't do it, that one child get a roof dropped over their head, that's one too many. So that's why it can't be done at that level of, they can't inspect themselves. And that's all I'm saying in here. Whoever signs off, the government body, whether it's the board, whether it's whoever is designated as the governing body that's handling that, then they're the ones who are responsible. Sign off. And if they want to sign off on something that they don't get inspected, then so be it. But it's got to be somebody who is responsible and who has a consistent responsibility, because this is a statewide bill.
Understood.
So we can't, it's got to be whoever that particular governing body is. Go right on.
But I would point out to you that that's still in place. The school board's responsible for how the money gets spent. The principal's overseeing the project. Again, the architect, the construction people, they're all involved in the whole process. What I would ask you is, back to the original bill and DCM, what training is required to be a DCM inspector?
I don't know. This is straightforward. I mean, the answer with you with this, I'll tell you if I don't know. I don't know what kind of training, but if we are going to take it away from them, I mean, personally, I think it's fine with them, but I respect your concern, and that's why I am willing to support it going to the people you're saying. I want you to know that. I don't have any quorum. I haven't had anybody in any one of my systems. I know they probably had some concerns, but they hadn't come to me. Now, none of the Board of Education systems that I represent have come to me, and all I can tell you is that I represent two of the three largest school systems in the state of Alabama, other than Baldwin County down there. The next two I represent is the two largest, around 20-some thousand students, whatever. So, and I think in one of my systems, they got about 60 or 70 schools, kind from all levels. So yet nobody has said a one word to me about this being this level of problem. So that's why I said to you, in spite of that, I support what you're doing, but we've got to have somebody who's going to be able to sign off and say that it's okay, they done met the disabilities, act of disability, they met whatever that is that they got to do, about the space, about the width of the doors, about the ramps when people have to have wheelchairs to come. All that, they got to sign off and say that's in place because we got that federal law. So somebody's got to say, yes, we have it.
Understood completely, and I agree with you completely on that, but I'm saying that doesn't have to be amended into the bill. Those things, what we're trying to do is eliminate unnecessary inspections, eliminate unnecessary holdups to a project. And I'm for all those things you mentioned, of things being handicap accessible, of being safely constructed. But my point is that those things are all already in place. That's what the architect is for.
Let me say this
That's
to you.
what the engineers that sign off on the blueprint, that's what they're for, is to make sure all those things are in compliance. And with federal law, with local law, with state law, we're not trying to exempt projects from requirements. We're just saying we don't have to have an extra level of inspection.
And let me say this. Now, she might not want me to say this. And if she don't, then I'm going to apologize ahead of time. Okay? When I'm getting ready to say it. But I ain't going to call no names now. Okay? We got a senator in here who's sitting right back there in that corner, who it was one of her duties and her job to be the compliance person for, let me see what we're talking about, Americans with Disability Act. Sitting right in here now for the largest city in the state. That was part of her job function, to make sure, and that's at the municipal level. Municipal. Yet, at the municipal level, not the encompassing people you're talking up here, but on ground zero, they saw the necessity to have a person to make sure these people that they are having do this work, architects and all these people, are done in accordance with the American Disability Act. You're saying in here, ain't nobody gonna be that person. It's just they supposed to do it, so they gonna do it and close the project and let's go on. I'm saying that at this level, if the city at that level, the lowest level it is, municipalities, saw the necessity to do what I'm saying because of the protection of their citizens, surely we ought to see it at this level, the protection of our kids. And that's what we are talking about, their protection, their safety. Their protection and their safety. So I would like to offer this amendment right here. I'd like to offer it.
All right, Secretary Reed, receive the amendment, please.
Amendment to Senate Bill number 88 by Senator Smithman. Replace lines 93 through 103 on page 4 with the following.
It's a more.
All right.
What about, with the following, would you read what the following is? Can I request that?
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, amendment's good.
Can I request after they do that it be read?
Yeah, you want it to be read?
After he gets through doing what he's doing.
All right. Yeah. Okay, Secretary, read the amendment, please.
Amendment to Senate Bill 88 by Senator Smithman. Replace lines 93 through 103 on page 4 with the following. For any project exempt from approval pursuant to paragraph A, the governing body of the K-12 school or four-year public institution of higher education shall inspect and issue written recommendations regarding any proposed capital improvement project or any alterations, additions, repairs, or maintenance of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, or any alterations, additions, repairs, or maintenance for compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act 42 U.S.C. Section 12112 and rules and regulations adopted thereunder for fire safety and life safety compliance. Replace line 117 on page 5 with the following: Division of Construction Management in.
But, Mr. President.
All right. Senator Stutz.
Let me comment on the amendment. I appreciate, Senator Smithman, I appreciate you bringing the amendment, but again, I'm not in favor of the amendment. The position you're coming from is that without this level of oversight, the principal, the superintendent, the architect, the construction people are not going to do the right thing. They're not going to do a good job.
I
They're
didn't hear
not
you
going to
good.
follow these guidelines. And my point is those guidelines are in place. They're all still in place even when we pass my bill. And so anyway, I appreciate you bringing the amendment, but I'm not in favor of it.
All right.
Because it basically puts everything back into inspection and coverage because
It's supposed to be inspected. We building a school and you saying don't inspect it?
No, I'm saying those things are already in place.
Who's inspecting it? Who's designated as an inspector? Tell
all
me
the way
who
along
it is.
the way.
Who? Who though? I'm just saying
if there's
name
a
the
local
person that's
building
going to do
code,
it.
There's a local building inspector, but again, my point is this is the architect's job.
The job,
They do
his job is not to
design
inspect.
plans that are compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act, to design plans with safety and all those things in mind. That is their job. That's what
Let me
they're
ask you
doing.
this. Let me ask you this. Can you name the second perfect person on earth after Jesus? Can you name who that person is?
On what now?
The second perfect person that's been on this earth besides Jesus.
There's not one.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying about this. What we saying? You saying the architect is perfect. He's a perfect person. He's gonna do it right every time. You're saying that the building.
I've never said they were perfect. I've said that's their job, and none of us do our job perfectly.
They supposed to do it. You're right.
So
you're right. They're supposed to. And all it takes is one time for one of them to not do it, and we got dead children.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got dead children. I mean, I hate to be that cold, what I'm saying, but it's the truth. Roof fall in. If this roof fall in, them people and us, it gone. All us in here gone.
Yeah, I
If
understand
this roof
that.
fall
but
in,
this is
it
capped
ain't
at
no survivors.
$750,000. So we're not talking about new construction. We're not talking about major construction. We're talking about relatively. I know $750,000 is a lot of money, but we're talking about relatively inexpensive repairs. Most of them are probably well below this threshold. And again, what I've been told by the people that are on the front lines of having these things done, that these level of inspections double and triple the cost of their minor projects.
That level, not the level down here where you are. We ain't talking about them people up there at the state. We're not talking about them no more. They're nowhere in this conversation no more. I mean, you can keep saying naturally, but I'm just telling you, they're nowhere in this conversation anymore. Take this for instance, since you talk about the minuteness of the project. Take this for instance. Here we go out of this building. No, we're gonna say school, because this is schools. We're in the school. We got a handicap ramp where people will walk down wheelchairs and go down. The ramp breaks. We call in a welder to weld the thing back together. Nobody inspects it, and they don't do a good weld. Now people coming down the ramp break, tumbling down the hill on the wheelchair, dead. Nobody inspected it. That's what it sounds like we're allowing to be done. I mean, I realize you said this ain't a room. I'm gonna bring it down. I know $750,000 you can get the weld done on a ramp, a metal ramp. Okay, so in that scenario, what you're saying in that scenario, nobody is responsible to check the weld to see it is, but the welder. The welder gonna check his weld and say, I welded wrong. He gonna say that? No, he's not gonna do that. Not at all. No. So that's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to protect little children.
Senator Smitherman, I appreciate your dialogue on it, and like I said, I would like to go ahead and have an up or down vote on the amendment and get to the bill. I appreciate you bringing the amendment and said we just have a philosophical difference on how many levels of inspection you need to make sure that a project is done properly, and said I want to give people the freedom to do their job well and to trust that the professionals, from the engineers to the architects, everybody along the way, that they're going to do their job appropriately and do their job well, and we don't need another level of inspection to assure that, because I trust them to do their job, both planning it and executing the plan.
Mr. President, I'm going to yield to Senator Bill without losing my time or place. I mean, I had no time, keep going, but I'm talking about losing.
All right, Senator Bell.
Senator Stutz, looking at your bill, I know in my district, with all three counties, I've had concerns with DCM, and it's not as much about what the job they do, is as much about the attitude that they give off and unprofessionalism at times. And I know we've had that conversation, but you know, you can get a lot more done with honey, as we've been told growing up. But what we get over there, from what I hear from other senators, other people in this body, is the same name keeps coming up, the same name over and over and over at DCM. That's they're very arrogant, or this one, especially this one person. All I hear in my district is when you deal with him, it's the arrogance at DCM. That, you know what, nobody can touch us, nobody can do anything. You got to do what we say, no ifs, ands, or buts. And sometimes that arrogance carries over. And as you know, I've been working on a bill, and it's not ready yet, but I want to gut them. I'm ready to gut DCM. I'm ready to just gut them. And it's the attitude. When you have that attitude and you treat people that way, that what I hear from a lot of stories, and just since I brought it up in a meeting we were in down here, I bet I've had 10 other senators come up to me and say the same exact thing, is the arrogance that they have and how rude they are. And it mainly goes back to one name I hear all the time, one name. So if I could take your bill and make an amendment, I would take that number and probably triple that number, just as a way to say, you know, we're getting tired of it. This is state government. State government is supposed to work with the constituents. State government is supposed to be there to help the citizens. It's not supposed to be there as a blocking, but it's not supposed to be there as arrogance. And I think that the arrogance that division has is beyond approachable. And I don't understand it, because that's not the way we're supposed to act. That's not the way we're supposed to behave. And we're supposed to reach out and help our communities. And when we keep getting these same stories, and I had another one tell me a while ago a story that they had, and we're hearing it from other agencies too. And we keep hearing that over and over and over. And it's one continued name at DCM that we continue to hear. And I've got a bill, and I hope it gets ready before the session's over, and I'm going to file it. And I'm going to gut them. That's my goal. It may take me 2 or 3 years, but I'm going to gut that agency until they understand you help people, you work with people, and you treat people right. If you can't do that, then you need to go find some other job, because you do not belong in state government.
Well, thank you for the dialogue. And I want to say, I brought the bill in response to several local school superintendents that talked to me about the construction problems that they were having. And when I was asking Senator Smitherman about the level of inspection, and one of the reasons of things about his amendment of saying that the governing body of a K-12 school shall inspect and issue written recommendations. And my point is, I don't know the local school board. That means they're going to hire somebody to do that. They're not, the school board members are not the ones that are physically going to do the inspection and write the written requirements of what needs to be done for alterations, additions, repairs. So we're right back to the same level of the school board being required to spend more money to hire somebody to do what's already been done by the architect and the construction people. And I'm not against rules, and I'm not against inspection, but I'm saying those people are already doing their job. I come at it from the presupposition that the architects are well qualified, that they are going to design the best building, the best addition, the best renovation. They're going to do the best that they can do. And my point of that, when I asked Senator Smitherman earlier about the level of training that would be required of the inspector, or that would be required, because you're putting this right back under DCM. I mean, this amendment basically guts the intent of the bill. And, when I was in college, I can tell you, I had a relatively difficult major, but the most difficult major on Auburn's campus was architecture. The lights were on in the architecture building 24/7. I mean, when they were, that is probably one of the absolute most difficult degrees to earn. And to have somebody with much less training, experience, and plus minus, I understand what you're saying, maybe even a less than an attitude of good service, come back behind them and say, no, you can't, you got to add this, you got to move that. I trust the people to do the right thing, and if they don't, you don't hire them again. You move on, but that's what the freedom to make those kind of choices is about.
And I agree. But you know what? If you have an issue, how you approach that issue and how you treat people goes a long way. And my first two complaints were not even in my district. And I started asking questions around my district about DCM, and wow, I got my ears blew up. It was not as much about the process. It was not as much about what they have to do. It was more about the attitude. And one name kept coming up over and over and over. And you know what? If that person worked for me, I'd fire them. That person should not be in state government. When you have different people, and we've heard it from other senators as we've talked about it in the last couple of weeks, and they say the same name, the same name, the same name. You know, that employee needs to be terminated, and they need to start over. They need to answer to somebody, but you don't treat people the way that employee treats people over there.
Yeah, and I don't know about that, Senator, but it's I've heard from people all over the state. So it's not, I'm not bringing this about one person, but I appreciate your dialogue. And Senator Smitherman, if you want to take your time back, said I'll be glad to have an up or down vote on the amendment. I appreciate you bringing it and appreciate our discussion on the bill as a whole.
Mr. President, may I yield to Senator Smitherman?
Yes, Senator Smitherman. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Let me say this. I'm not here today to let me say it like this. I've had an opportunity to have a conversation with an expert in these projects, and I've been assured, and I feel confident in it, that what I'm desiring to be done here with my amendment, and what I feel strong about, let me say that to you, what I feel very strong about, and I'll say it to you how strong I really feel about this, is that I feel strong enough to if it, safe, let me say it like this, when it comes to safety, that's my number one priority of these citizens. And when it comes to safety of senior citizens, that's my number one plus one priority. And when it comes to the safety of young people who they have no control of themselves until they are 19, then my priority is 1 + 1 + 1 when it comes to their safety. And that's what I'm talking about right here. You said, what do all that mean? That means that I don't get tired no time long, no time soon, when it comes to something that important, when it comes to something that you can't get back. If we mess up a ramp, we can go back and put another ramp. We can redo it as long as somebody don't get hurt and keep going. But when somebody lose an arm, lose a life, lose an eye, get a concussion from something falling on them or doing that, or die, we can't bring them back, okay? And that's why it's such an important issue to me when we are dealing with the well-being of human life of the people that we represent. Having said that, I feel assured from my conversation, as I said, with an expert person, that this is what they do and have done and probably will do on some of the largest scales of projects, that whatever the way to, I don't know if you can withdraw it or
Yeah, you can withdraw your amendment.
I will withdraw my amendment.
I appreciate
I will.
your dialogue, and
yeah,
and we're well over 90% in agreement now. Then. So I appreciate that.
And I'm gonna withdraw it if I can so do that, and then I'm gonna yield the mic back to you so you can move forward with your bill, because I'm very confident. I know you had no intent of anybody getting hurt. I want to say that wasn't your intent. That was just my concern that I had. But I'm confident that if what I understand the process at the local level, that will be addressed at that particular level. So thank you, Senator.
All right.
Thank you.
Real quick before you leave. All right. So to withdraw the amendment, unanimous consent. Any objection? All right. Hearing none, so ordered. All right. Thanks, Senator Smitherman.
And thank you,
Mr. President.
All right. Yep.
I move for final passage using the previous roll without objection.
All right. Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Strawbritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 88 passes. Thanks, Senator Stutz. Thanks, Senator Smitherman. All right, Secretary, call the next bill.
On page 36 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 173 by Senator Bell regarding crimes and offenses, BR pending.
Mr. President.
Senator Bell.
Motion adopt BR. Previous row, no objections.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Strawbritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, 0 nays. The BR is adopted. Secretary, call the bill.
On page 36 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 173 by Senator Bell regarding crimes and offenses, committee amendment pending.
Senator Bell.
Mr. President, motion to adopt the committee amendment. What the committee does now. First of all, I guess I want to say Senator Coleman, appreciate the work of Senator Coleman on this. This is a bill that we both worked together on for the municipal courts. And I appreciate the work she put in on this bill and the multiple phone calls we had trying to get it clarified. And what the amendment does, if a circuit judge or a district judge issues a protection from abuse order, and then that person is picked up in a municipality, the municipal court ends up having that case where they have no access to the records going on in circuit or district. And that's what she's seen that process in her role in Birmingham City Court. We've seen it in the other municipal courts. So this gets those cases where they belong in district court. The amendment just clarifies it goes to district court because the judges there issue those PFAs. So the municipal judge has no clue of what's going on with that PFA, what the status is, if the defendant's been served, what the judge has done on the case, when the hearings are. So this just clarifies it so it gets it out where the municipal judge is not lost on a case, and it takes away where the municipal courts are not in, or the municipalities are not in that liability section of doing something they shouldn't do because they don't have any ability to do that. So the amendment just modifies where it says it goes to district court because that's where those start in the circuit district court level.
All right, Senator Smitherman.
Senator, I think that this is an outstanding bill. It's very good. I'll tell you just briefly, not at the municipal level, but at the, I guess, circuit, maybe district, but circuit level. When I first started practicing law, I had a lady to come to me and talk to me about just inquiring about protective orders. She had a protective order from, this was another state, and she had moved here, and this person had come here, and there was no knowledge of that protective order, the enforcement of it or thereof. and the lady was supposed to come back to see me the next day, and that night, that person, because it was no knowledge about it, whatever the situation ended up happening, it's unfortunate, but they killed her. That person who was under that protective order.
And we've had that too.
And
so sad.
what this does is place the situation right where the information is, and right where I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna say it. It places them when they're sitting. At least I know up there where I'm from. If you sitting in the courtroom, and you trying to do some stuff like that, then you see how we're in here now, and you see how that door to go down them steps. It's a little door right in the courtroom. When they go through that door, they go down, and they go over, and they go back up.
And they have little chains on them.
That's right, down, over, and up. And so I said that this is where you are saying that these hearings need to be moved to.
But the victims, it's not fair to the victims when they're stuck in municipal court, and the municipal court don't know what's going on with the circuit court case because they don't have access to that.
That's
they don't
right.
know what the circuit court judge has been doing. So it really needs to be over there where it's appropriate, and then the circuit court can deal with it, because it's just not fair to the victims. It's not fair to the victims to bounce around either. That way the victims got one courthouse, one place that they can get familiar with and know the people and get the help they need for their case.
Yeah. So I just shared that with you to tell you that I appreciate you bringing this one, because it's one that we're going to see the benefits of this bill. And what most people don't know in closing is this, is that we talk about homicides, we talk about situations, and yet I'll stand corrected, but I think that I'm right. As much as people talk about people go to have guns and they shoot somebody over here, rob somebody, do something like that, most people don't realize, even sitting up there, that 50%, and maybe a little bit more, maybe 52, but 50% of our homicides are this, domestic violence.
If you take away
it's not robbing, it's not somebody running around shooting guns at folks or nothing. It's domestic violence. 50% of the homicides are caused by these situations like here that you're talking about.
If you took away the domestic violence, if you took away the drugs, we really wouldn't have any homicide.
That's right.
Start the combination of those, that's the bulk of what we deal with.
That's
what
right.
we see in the communities, and that's the sad part.
That is. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Senator Smoothman.
Motion to adopt the amendment, previous row, no objections.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, 0 nays. Committee amendments adopted. Senator Bell.
Motion to adopt the bill as amended, previous row, no objections.
Any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton. Mr. Woods.
33 ayes, 0 nays. Senate Bill 173 passes. Thanks, Senator Bell.
Mr. President, SB 247 is at the call of the chair. I'd like to bring that up now, please.
All right, Secretary, call up Senate Bill 247, please.
On page 23 of the calendar, Senate Bill number 247 by Senator Jones and others regarding insurance.
Mr. President.
Senator Jones.
I have an amendment I'd like to offer at this time.
Secretary, read and receive the amendment, please.
Amendment to Senate Bill 247 by Senator Jones. Replace line 63 on page 3 with the following. Replace line 66 on page 3 with the following. Replace line 77 on page 3 with the following. Replace line 96 on page 4 with the following. Replace line 98 on page 4 with the following. Replace line 103 on page 4 with the following. Replace line 108 on page 4 with the following. Replace line 153 on page 6 with the following. Replace line 177 on page 7 with the following. Replace line 186 on page 7 with the following. Replace line 190 on page 7 with the following. Replace line 202 on page 8 with the following. Replace line 205 on page 8 with the following. Replace line 209 on page 8 with the following.
All right. Senator Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is an amendment that the hospital folks wanted. There are some limitations on kind of the holding company transfers. There's some more transparency for the consumers. There's some copies here if anybody wishes to review it. Happy to entertain questions on it, and I can tell you everything you want to know about it, maybe more than you want to know.
Uh-oh, that means you can answer the question. You read it. I like that. I got a big bombshell from the very beginning. Okay. Now let me say this. The way this was originally presented to me, it was kind of like one of them, either we gonna let them eat or we gonna let them be. Hey, now I know the correct English. I'm telling everybody up there, I know the correct English. But see, sometimes when you like me, who coach in the high schools. You know, I coach basketball, by the way, and I'm gonna be up in Jacksonville Friday night playing in the regional, my team be in the regional tournament, okay? So I had to tell them that because I'm around high school kids. And, you know, and sometimes they, you know, schools I coach at, sometimes they talk a little Ebonics, okay? So sometimes I just grab it and roll with it sometimes. So my question is that I realize I'm in full accord with what this bill initially sets out to do, and that is to keep our folks, let our folks eat so they can keep from being eaten, okay? That's what it boils down to, either eat or be eat. That's right. When I say I'm gonna talk a little Ebonic, be eat is Ebonic, be eat, okay? So I'm to eat or be eat. The magic question, though, is that if and I need an answer, is that if we pass this bill, instead of them being eaten, they go eat. And when they eat, they enlarge the pool of insurers. Is our rate gonna then go down? Because you got a bigger pool to spread the risk around. I need an answer. I need a affirmative answer to that question under their formulas and all that, because I don't know their formulas, but I know a little bit about insurance, in that, you know, when you're in college, you designate, you know, like having a degree in business administration, and then they say your concentrated major areas. And so you have to take sometimes 15 hours, sometimes, I guess, 18 or 20 out of that conglomerate of 120 or 30 hours you take to get your degree. And then if you do that, you can designate as your, you know, major. Your degree is business administration, but your major is in this and that. And one of my designates in my major was insurance. Okay, so I don't know everything about it because I don't work in that field directly, but I'm familiar with spreading out the risk when the pool is larger. So that's what I need to know. What benefit in that area will come to the citizens of Alabama if we're the one to eat versus being eaten? Because see, sometimes my colleagues share with me, sometimes when you get new guests come in, they want to try to treat you right, and I'm not saying anybody being treated wrong, but they really want to treat you right because it's a new relationship, you know, and they want to come in and do that. Mm-hmm. On the other end of it, my mother told me something, and she said, Roger, remember this: the last place out of all the good that you do, the last place that you will receive honors will be at home. At home. That's the last place.
Yeah.
Out of everybody that'll recognize you, okay? In fact, on the 28th of this month, well, whatever the last Sunday is of this month, I'm supposed to be recognized at 4 p.m. Remember I said people who aren't at home recognize you. Okay? So now, having said that, our home people, and they know how I feel about this issue right here too. I was just gonna say that to you. They know how I feel about this issue too. We had Blue Cross. Some of y'all got it now. But guess what's gonna happen when you get ready to retire? They're gonna let you go. They're gonna let you go. You can't have Blue Cross any longer. No, you can't have it all. You got that Humana. You can't have Blue Cross. Okay? See what I mean? So they feel like showing the citizens in Alabama a little love by stepping out there and making themselves available when folks retire. Don't answer that. You can't answer that for them. And I'm not asking you to. You see what I'm saying? But you get the point I'm making. I mean, how is it going to benefit us? I mean, it'll benefit us in terms of them not being eaten up. But as my colleague said to me, how is it going to benefit us in terms of the rates?
That's a great question.
And you got their number on speed dial right on your phone.
I've got the answer for you. I don't
okay,
even
give me the
have
answer
to,
then.
I don't even have to speed dial.
Give me the answer. Give me the answer then.
All right. Would you agree with me, good sir, that if you are more competitive, that you're more likely to have lower cost? Would you agree with that statement?
I'm gonna let the lawyer come out in a minute now. In part, yes, and in part, no.
Well, for the part that is yes, allow me to say this. In 1990, 77 Blue Cross plans around the United States. Today, 30. Okay, so what's happening? Others are being consolidated, right? They're getting more competitive. And so if we are not more competitive, then we're behind. And what's going to happen? I think that means our rates are going to go up. So in addition to being competitive on rates, it's about economic development, right? Because we got 4,000 jobs located in your district or Senator Wagner's, I'm not sure. 4,000 jobs in Birmingham, in the state of Alabama, that depend on Blue Cross being here. And as to your point, if we're not eating, we're being eaten. And, there are states that have bought up other Blue Crosses, not even next door to that state. So we could go in with who knows what, who knows where. And so by putting us in the driver's seat here in the state, allowing us to make the decision, determining our future, if we acquire, then we're more competitive, keeps the jobs here in Alabama. It can only help lower rates, in my opinion. And so I think it's a win-win, win-win-win.
You said 3 wins. You said win. No, you said 5.
I said 5.
Win. Okay. I think
I'm
it'll
a fisherman from time to time, so I know how to make it sound.
You are. I would remember I said in part, I give you 3 of the wins.
3's better. 3's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you more than you don't have. But the win is what the last 2. I'm gonna split them up. The win is the 4,000 jobs that we are assured to keep.
That's right.
I agree with you. But the no win is about the rates, because the other win is that if we are in a larger pool, We won't be isolated that we can't compete. We will be gobbled up and placed in a large pool where I think that our rates may become down because of the huge number that will be thrown in with that pool that will spread out that cost a lot broader. And I think that that's where we're not going to win in terms of it reducing our rates. I didn't say they were going to increase our rates. I didn't say that. But reducing our rates, then we ain't finna get it done. See, some people are an idealist. I try to be a realist. That's the difference. And so I can't see anywhere where we're going to get a reduced rate out of passing this bill. Okay, I do see how we will maintain jobs. Okay, and yeah, that's a plus. Okay, and for the world of the 4,000 people, that is a triple plus because they'll keep their job. But remember, you have scales. Okay, and if we were putting this on scales, on this side of the scale of justice, it's 4,000 jobs. You see, watch it. It's like this. We're gonna put 4,000 jobs on here. Watch my hand. It come down like that. Okay. But on this side, I got 5.5 million people who could potentially be affected by the rate and cost. And when I put them on there, see the difference? And see, if we gonna measure it, it's gonna measure 5.5 million people against 4,000 people. And I'll say more than 4,000 because say if it was a family of 4, that'd be 16,000. Okay, so 16,000 over here, and then 5.5 million potentially over here. So that's the unplus, okay? Because that's not a balance. It's a balance for these people over here now, yes, but it's not a balance for the people who rates could potentially go down to be a lot less than what they are now.
May I?
Yeah,
I'll
yield back to you.
Yeah. So I think what I heard you say was we're going to win on the jobs. We may or may not win on the rates. But my point is, at least we're not losing. So we're moving the needle. We're trying. We may lower rates. They may not go down as much as we think. But first principle, right, do no harm. We're not doing any harm. So I think for that reason, it's a win-win-win.
I'll say this in conclusion. I like what you said. If you were the person that could make that final decision, I would just say, okay, fine. But you're not. I'm not either, but you're not. Even you're hoping, and you would, if they ask you, you would do it. That's what I feel about you. I ain't worried about you, but you ain't the one, because you're just not. You know what I mean? You're really not. And so I'm wondering if they hear us, and if all they got to do, I tell you what they could do. They hear us, I know that. So all they got to do is just put your phone on ring, and then we're gonna give them 2 minutes to call you and say, yes, we will. And then if they'll do that, then I'll be so much assured. I'll take their word for it. So if they can't do it, you don't think they can do it? Let's see. We got 4:30, we got 8 minutes. Ain't that right? How much time I got on this? I got a minute. Well, no, the official timer said I got a minute. See, so that's what I got. Official timer said I got a minute back there. So that's what I got, a minute. All right, so they got 1 minute then. You want to get that phone, just type something in there right quick. Yeah, type a little something in there and say, I need you to call me. They hear what we about. You ain't even got to waste your time telling them what everything is about.
I do have a response for your
previous. All right, what is it?
If we can expand and become more efficient with a larger risk pool, it should lower premiums.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. and it stabilizes rates because the more people you insure, the more predictable the risk is. And you had a minor in insurance, so you know what that is all
No,
about.
major, not minor.
Major, okay, excuse me.
Major.
A major in insurance.
Designated major area. It took, I think.
Pardon me.
It took 10 hours for a minor, and it took 15 or 18 for the major. And I
So
took the big load.
The more predictable the risk pool is, you can lower premiums because you don't have to worry about the big claims having a bigger effect on the overall base.
Well, let me say this. Due to the nature of what we're dealing with, I'm going to yield back to you. But I will say that I hope that they will do as they have publicly said through you, that if that's the case, that they will do that. You know, I hope that's the case. Because citizens now, they need a break. They need a break. I mean, you know, listen, I know we don't supposed to call out specific stuff, and this is not meant to be negatory or toward any entity. But look here, I went in the store yesterday. I used to get A1 salt for $3.99. This A1 salt for $7.49. See what I'm trying to tell you? Folks, I mean, it's rough out there. That's right. I got to go get the all brand, little barbecue, little whatever sauce they said. I have to go get the little boss brand. I won't call these business name, but I'm talking like the store brand. I had to go get that. Man, you realize that's $8 and something with tax just for a bottle of A1? And I love A1. Just like that little hot sauce. I'm in Tabasco. Yeah, love A1. Heinz 57, them three, them some good ones. But see, you see the price I'm talking about, don't you? And so that's what I'm just saying here. Any way that we can get citizens a break, we need to do that because times are hard on people now. It's tough times, you know. I mean, you know, you see me out there. You know, I'm an example of it. What do I drive? A 2002 Mustang, 2002. Tough out there. Okay, but with that in mind, Mr. President, I'm going to yield back to him. I'm going to support your bill, and I'm going to vote for your bill.
All right, thank you, Senator Smitherman.
Thank you, Senator.
All right, Senator Jones.
I'll move to adopt using the previous roll without objection, and I believe there's an abstention.
All right, any objection? All right, hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
(32 ayes, 0 nays, 1 abstention. The Senator Jones amendment's adopted. Senator Jones.
All right, if there are no other questions, I'll move for final passage using the previous roll without objection.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Mr. Albritton, Mr. Woods.
32 ayes, 0 nays, 1 abstention. Senate Bill 247 passes. Thanks, Senator Jones.
Thank you, Mr. President, members.
All right, Senator Barfoot.
Mr. President, I'd like a moment of personal privilege, if I could.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Senate, earlier today, I had a bill in Senate Committee, County Municipal Government. I'm very passionate about that bill, and you will be hearing some more about that. But I let my passion put blinders on my eyes, and let me explain that. I believe the bill is a good bill, and I intend to push that as hard and as far as I can for the citizens of Montgomery and the surrounding areas. But what I didn't do was I did not have a personal conversation with my colleague that also represents Montgomery ahead of time. I've already had that conversation with him now. I've apologized for my lack of transparency with him and my lack of communication with him, but I want this body and the members to know that that was in no way intended or meant to be seen as a disrespect to my friend from Montgomery County. So publicly acknowledging that with all of you, and I would say don't make the same mistakes that I've made. Those relationships are important, and we got to continue those. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Thanks, Senator Barfoot.
Point of personal privilege. And Mr. Senator from Montgomery, to that same vein,
while that passion is there for that particular bill, I have a bill that's in your committee that I would love, and I'm passionate about trying to bring back a tool that we could put back in the toolbox for our officers to use and bringing back permits. Right now, officers don't know who it is out there who have illegal guns and who carrying guns that should not be carrying guns. At least the permit process gave them that process because people had to come in and at least buy a permit. And if they didn't have a permit, then they could be able to question them about it. Right now, because we have open carry and we have permitless carry, the officer can't even ask anything, so crime goes up. We need to help get that back in the toolbox. I would like you to bring my bill up so we can then discuss it so we can help these officers get the tool back into their toolbox. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Senator Singleton. Now we're going on to House messages. Secretary, call the first House message.
Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following engrossed House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate. House Bill number 381 by Representative Faulkner and others regarding camp safety is referred to the Committee on Fiscal Responsibility and Economic Development. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following engrossed House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate. House Bill number 213 by Representatives Lomax and Brown regarding the State Port Authority is referred to the Committee on State Government Affairs. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following engrossed House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate. House Bill number 227 by Representative Hill regarding the Administrative Office of the Courts is referred to the Judiciary Committee. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following engrossed House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate. House Bill number 329 by Representative Faulkner and others regarding public schools is referred to the Committee on Education Policy. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk. Message from the House. Mr. President, the House of Representatives has originated and passed the following engrossed House bill and ordered same sent forthwith to the Senate. House Bill number 337 by Representative Witt and others, a proposed constitutional amendment regarding Madison County, is referred to the Committee on Local Legislation, Madison County. Signed, John Treadwell, Clerk.
All right, that concludes House messages. I think we had a bill that wanted to be recommitted. Is that right?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to recommit a bill.
All right, any objection? Hearing none, so ordered.
Senate Bill number 159 has been re-referred to the Committee on Finance, Taxation, Education.
Senator Gudger, you may or may not know that at the other mic is the champ.
The champ.
The champ.
I want some theme
Thank you for the
music.
reminder.
Yes.
President,
Senator Beasley.
could I have a moment of personal privilege, please?
Yes, sir. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Alabama Senate, I'd like for you to place the family of my good friend Boyd Whigham in your prayers. Boyd died yesterday about 2 o'clock Monday morning. He'd been in bad health for the last 2 or 3 years. He's been a personal friend of mine since the early 60s. He was an outstanding family person. His wife, Blanche, had 2 daughters, Lisa and Allison. He worked in a mayonnaise plant for a number of years. Then he became a lawyer, and he practiced law in Clayton for the last about 40 years. But I'd just like for the members of the Senate to place the family of Boyd Whigham from Louisville, Alabama, in Barber County in your prayers. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, sir. We'll do that.
Thank you, Mr.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right, Senator Gudger.
Thank you, Mr. President. Point of personal privilege real quick.
Yeah, you're recognized.
Senator Barfoot, I'm not sure where your area is, but I just want to say you did a good job. It's all about communication. We talk about it every day, and without communication, there's no potential for growth. And that's what we're doing here is building relationships on both sides of the aisle. And so let's do what's right for Alabama and stick together. So thank you for saying that. We appreciate it. If there's not any further ado, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn until 9 a.m. Thursday, February 19th.
Okay, you heard the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Let's work.
Any
Let's
opposed?
work. Let's
Stand
work.
adjourned.
Still early. Let's work.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Champ.